I don't know why the camera's like that. Yeah. But yeah, only like universities like Cambridge. I think there's just a liberal set of universities and then a conservative set of universities and then a set of universities that just don't care. Like, I think Alabama State University is one of those because they have such a low success rate anyway.
Yeah.
The people there, I would be curious to go to that one.
There's probably some good schools down there. But the thing is, like,
I looked it up. It has the low. I was telling you that, wasn't I? It has the lowest number of, or the lowest income per capita from graduates, like 2 years after college. It's something like $18,000 a year.
Yeah. After
graduating from the Alabama State University, it's like 80% of students, and then it has a really high dropout rate too.
Yeah, well, I'm sure the tuition is a lot lower too. The in-state tuition. I mean, you have to pay out-of-state tuition if it wouldn't make sense. They probably only get mostly.
That break is brutal.
In-state applicants, more so than other schools, because like a lot of people will come from all over to go to some place like MIT or Penn State or any Ivy League school, or some place like Stanford, or a lot of the California, because they have a much better reputation. And that stuff is starting to end. Like, it's still going on now. Like, that still carries a lot of weight. I mean, if you have a degree from like USC or Stanford or any of the other big schools, like even UW, that still carries a lot of weight.
So we can talk philosophically. I mean, I don't think it's worth it to get any kind of a degree now.
No, well, because I think it's changing. Any job that's worth.
Well, the IT world especially, because there were so many IT people. And I've had this conversation with people. The IT jobs that are protected are people that already were protected in specific industries where you still have to have an IT guy. AI can't do it. Like Joe's job. Like if you're going and fixing cash registers, you're always going to have somebody that needs to show up and fix cash registers. That's an IT job that, or something that is an actual hands-on person versus hardware problem that you need an IT person for. But it's also a programmer, somebody that can, make sure they know the software that's being run. But when it comes to just building software online for applications and programs, AI is taking, in the last 2 years, the whole IT world has just gone upside down and basically just got thrown under the bus. And a lot of them are not knowing what they're going to do. So.
Well, I think I was having this conversation with Laura not that long ago, because this is where basically Jack wants to get into.
And computer science is dying in that respect.
Yeah, but if you were to interview, like, a degree doesn't mean much. Like, because when you go to interview for a job like that, they're gonna test your ability to troubleshoot things. Like, they don't care if you have a degree in computer science. They want confidence that you actually know how to, do your job. It's not like a lot of things where, like if you get a, I don't know, take, like Laura's job, quality engineering or quality control. Like, you can take somebody that doesn't know anything and hire them, and you can kind of hide the fact that they don't know anything.
Well, you know why quality control exists? That's also a philosophical thing, because the people are doing something for something external, and so they're forcing themselves to do a job that they really don't want to do. So you have to create this whole organism of quality control to make sure that they're doing what they need to be doing to fit whatever profit margin for that specific job, it has less to do with profit margin and more to do with meeting federal regulations for what they have to, because it's Hanford. So there has to be because Hanford is publicly entity, so you have to create another public entity to make sure that the other public entity is doing what it's supposed to do. It's so disgusting.
It's weird because the government is the customer.
Right. And if the government is ever the customer, it's totally toxic.
Yeah, I mean, think about that, because normally, government should exist to, serve.
Should it exist though?
Well, that's a whole different discussion. I mean,
govern. Do we need to govern other people? That goes back into the victimized mindset. So if you're a victim, everything is running on. If that thing out there can hurt me, then I need to protect myself from it. So I need to create something to protect myself from it. Whether could be anything. It's the having to throw clothes on. It's the first part of the Bible, and having to throw clothes on has a lot of existential meaning when it comes to, because now you have to create whole groups of people that have to focus on protecting each other.
Yeah.
It's like when all you have to really do is protect yourself.
Well, that's probably the only that part of government is the only thing that is where you can actually ask the question, like, should they do that? Because that's the only you can say legitimate function of government there is, because you can't since you can't steal from somebody else, you can't delegate somebody else to steal for you. But what is the one thing that one person can delegate outside of themselves?
Well, it's technically nothing.
I mean, self-defense, protecting yourself.
Well,
I can defend myself against if somebody's trying to kill me, I can defend myself. So, justifiably, I could create a government body that does that for me, and you wouldn't have any natural law violations in doing that, as long as that's all you did.
Well, it comes to deep spiritual principles. That's how Gandhi freed India.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because Gandhi, he basically taught non-reactance and non-violence, and mostly non-reactance. So if you're not reacting to somebody that's trying to attack you, and you just lay there and let them kill you, that they're going to stop. Because, for one thing, they're killing something that's not in conflict with them. There's a larger organism that you're looking at. So the organism, it kills the heart of the person that's attacking you. Their own heart will die because the other person means you no harm. So, and it's like, it runs to it's super deep psychology, to where most of it is unconscious, and most people don't understand the unconscious parts of our mind that are killing our heart, because everything comes from and goes back to the heart. So if you're doing something or thinking negatively or in conflict with anything out there, it's in conflict with the heart, so it slowly kills it. That's actually basically what Gandhi was teaching, and not that terminology, but that's how he freed India from the English. Because if they would have fought the English would just ran right into them, and he knew that, and there was no other way to deal with it. And that fundamental concept isn't being taught in any government system, because it teaches the opposite of what it's trying to tell you. It's like, you need to protect yourself from that thing out there and create systems to attack it if it attacks you. But if you do that, you give it reason to attack you.
Yeah.
And you justify it because you have placed that thing separate from you and believe that it can harm you.
Well, that's U.S. foreign policy in a nutshell.
U.S. foreign policy. Well, all the governments' foreign policy. China, Russia, U.S., they're not, one's not better than the other.
Yeah, but that was what the reason I was bringing that up is because it was the question, should you, not necessarily can you. I mean, you can easily make the argument like it's right versus wrong, whether or not you should have a government do X, Y, and Z. But that aspect is actually, you can actually get into, okay, yeah, you can do that, but should you?
Yeah, I don't think it's ever healthy for anybody to hand their power over to somebody else to take control of some kind of victimized mindset, because it always turns into a victimized mindset.
Yeah,
because if we're not paying these people, then these people over here are going to die, or we're not going to get enough Medicare for the old people or whatever. Because if you create a civilization where all you're doing is asking, and if you have a need, ask, then everybody has to humble themselves to each other's needs, and then it's a totally different thing versus what we have now.
I just realized that, like, looking at that box over there, because in the store, I thought it was ETN. I didn't see the
Eaton?
Yeah, Eaton. It's Eaton. It's not. It's just the way it's written. I thought it was ETN. That's weird. No, but another way to say that would be like,
this is a long line.
Yeah.
Or maybe there's people ordering food.
They sometimes take a little bit longer. It's frustrating. But it also stems from a lack of trust, which is basically another way of saying the same thing you just said.
Yeah, you don't trust yourself.
Well, and the reason, in other words, like there's a motivation for doing a lot of things. One of the motivations for having a big military and like a big organization that is designed to protect you, so you don't have to like physically defend yourself, is because you build up these fears in your mind, and it comes from a lack of trust of other people in general.
Yeah, all of it stems from
people in other countries, even people in your own country.
Yeah,
because it's
an illusion of separation. Because if you see something as separate from you, then you need to protect yourself from it. So that's where the fear is born. It's an illusion of separation.
Yeah.
That's why that original, it's a lower nature. Eve was lied to from a lower understanding, a lower knowledge that there's good and evil, and there's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's just one thing that the organisms always feed. It has to consume itself to create something new. Every time something dies, it's being consumed by something. Right? It has to be, because if it's not consumed by the smaller organisms, then it's almost like the unconscious energy consumes itself to make something more conscious.
Yeah, it's exactly like Smeagol in Lord of the Rings.
Smeagol?
That's how the ring is destroyed. It's
like
Smeagol
was the best thing that ever happened to Frodo.
Yeah.
Because
Smeagol is the
if it
hero
wasn't
of
for
the
him,
whole
yeah.
thing.
And his suffering paved the way for something new to be born.
Mm-hmm. But he got his precious, and then he was destroyed, and the precious was destroyed, and it all was destroyed because of...
He couldn't let go of the ring.
Yeah.
So he consumed himself.
Yeah.
It consumed him. Yeah, anything... That's a really powerful spiritual lesson, too, because anything that you can't let go of will consume you.
Yeah. But none of the good guys could defeat Sauron.
Well, because they were fighting him.
Yeah. Well, and because it was like when they necessarily
the source of his power was not something that they could fight directly.
Right. Yeah. Because they had to expose a part of themselves that...
they basically had to stop fighting it and have faith that Frodo could complete his journey. That's a really powerful story when you think about it. Because, at the end, even if you... like the speech that... I just watched it, the end where they go up to... I don't know if it's Minas Tirith. What's the last one where they go up in front to go have the final battle while Frodo's going into the cave, and all the... where there's just a small band of them left after... It's not Minas Tirith, it's the gates of...
Mordor?
Hell's Deep.
No,
that's not Hell's Deep. It's... I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But Aragorn's riding out in front of everybody. He's like, this may be the day, the hearts of men fail, or there will come a time when the hearts of men will fail, but this is not that day, and he's riding it, and that's true. It all comes down to the heart, because the mind, I mean, think about it. You're in front of an overwhelmingly sized army that will slaughter you too, because he's got like 200 people with him or something.
Yeah.
And he's facing an army of tens of thousands of orcs and trolls, and there's no way. The numbers just don't work. And it's all faith in the heart.
Yeah.
This is not that day. Yeah. And then they have to have faith that Frodo, and then his last charge is his faith in Frodo. Let's do it for Frodo. And then the hobbits turn out, yay! They run out.
Because basically, like, destroying the ring is the thing that really defeats the army. They're just buying time.
Yeah. And they have faith that it'll work out. Yeah. So beautiful. Beautiful story. Oh. Dune's pretty powerful. I like watching Dune. Lord of the Ring, you kind of wonder how, the imagination always falls into some kind of really powerful metaphors for the
well,
because you're constantly recreating yourself. You can't create something that is not you. So it's like almost impossible for any person, especially when it comes to fictional works, because fictional works become really powerful because you're using your imagination, but your imagination is always going to reproduce something that you are. And it's always the internal battle of trying not to consume yourself. But you're doing it anyway.
Yeah.
I think maybe you could lower the rate. I wonder if higher level beings, higher dimensional beings are just slowing their rate of consuming one another by consuming each other non-physically instead of interacting, like, because if you're consuming physical matter, it's just going to pull you back into that state. That's why.
Yeah.
But like if all you're doing is consuming each other non-physically, then it takes you up an octave energetically so that you just live a lot longer lifespan. Eventually you're not going to, because nobody wants to exist as one state forever. And I can't imagine a universe where you would want to, right? Like, even if you could live to be 300,000 years old, eventually you'd be like, okay, what's next? I've explored this whole galaxy, I've explored that galaxy over there,
Yeah, well, there's always going to be more.
Yeah, there's always going to be more. And then there's going to be some kind of expansion you think it would be creative.
Yeah. But it's
where you're going to be creating something new.
I think maybe that's one of the reasons why you have to forget everything.
Yeah, because if you remember so much of how everything works and you've experienced, but then I would still like to think that there's always something new being created that hasn't been created in. So it's constantly, even though it returns to itself, it's constantly expanding.
Yeah.
It's interesting to think about. It's like that, the flower that expands and it constantly goes out like this.
Yeah. Right.
I don't know. Should I stop the video? What we talked about? Is there anything else any topics you want to bring up? Ethos or taco time? Reds. I haven't eaten at taco time in years.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it's been years. I think it's probably been within a year.
Have you gone to this one?
Yeah, every once in a while. It's been a while, but every once in a while I've never been through this one, but I know that like Laura's brought stuff home from here. It's been a while, but they have. I guess the burritos are pretty good.
I think Taco Time is better than Taco Bell, but it's more expensive.
Yeah, it's more
considerably.
expensive.
So you have to pay to not have diarrhea and sand in your meat.
Right.
Somebody told, I couldn't know who told me, but supposedly the meat at Taco Bell is mostly like silicone. They put like just stuffing. It's just stuff, just inert matter that doesn't harm you. Just because it would be more expensive to be pure beef.
Yeah, I'm sure it has an effect. Yeah. Do you think that Darth Vader is kind of like Smeagol?
Yeah, because he consumes himself.
Yeah. I didn't make that comparison before, but maybe Darth Vader is
kind of like Smeagol.
Yeah. Because in a way,
he lives a long time. He looks really bad after a while.
Yeah. Well, he got the power that he was craving, and it consumed him to the point where, it came to a head where he, in his moment of redemption.
I don't know who that is.
In his moment of redemption, he destroyed the Empire. Broke the cycle. Saved the day.
Yeah, he was, like you said, here's the promised son. He was the one that bring balance to the Force. But then, the later Star Wars movies kind of ruined all that.
Yeah, they did.
They did.
They screwed it up.
Yeah, they completely
because they brought the
screwed
Emperor
up.
back.
They brought the Emperor back. And it just didn't make sense. It's like, okay, so...
It's just like, it was stupid that they tried to bring Darth Maul back after he got cut in half and fell down the...
When was that? When did they bring Darth Maul back?
It was in the... Well, the movies didn't, but in the books, like, Darth Maul doesn't die after Obi-Wan Kenobi chops him in half and he falls down the shaft. Like, Darth Maul uses the Force to save himself by, like, his half upper torso, like, somehow he falls in this, he's like in this like pile of junk or something, and he uses the Force to like create like a lower half of himself that is like spider legs, and he walks around on spider legs.
I think I remember a little bit of that. I don't know. That just sounds weird.
It's dumb. It was dumb. It was really stupid.
Darth Maul. Yeah. Darth Maul, that was the best fight of the whole thing. And then there was a lot of... for one thing, I think what screwed up Star Wars is because they started listening to too many of the people that watch it. Because they went away from a martial arts style lightsaber fight after that one, because too many people like, they complained because they wanted the old just banging each other with sticks. It's like, do we have to? Yeah. Do we have to go back to banging each other with sticks?
The only reason it was like that was out of necessity, because supposedly, like, when they originally made, like the first Star Wars in 77, the actor, I can't remember the name of the actor that was. He was actually...
it was Alec Guinness. And
the guy that was actually in the suit. It was a really cumbersome suit.
Oh, you mean the guy that was in Darth Vader's suit?
And he was a fencing expert, too.
Oh.
But because of the restrictions of the suit...
And they didn't have the AI or the...
it had to be that way.
Yeah.
That was just out of necessity.
And you remember the sticks, because in the first Star Wars, when you saw the lightsaber come down all the way, you could see that it wasn't lit. We could see that it was just like a fiber optic rod or something.
Right.
I don't know what they used.
Yeah.
But they couldn't make it light up on the screen.
Right. And it came across like it was like shorting out or something.
Yeah.
Hi.
Are you going to take our order? Thank you.
How's it going?
I don't need anything. He wants everything.
I think I'll take a white Christmas again.
Okay, 16?
That's 20 ounce hot.
Okay, gotcha.
Sure you don't want that?
I don't need anything yet.
Okay.
Thanks.
I'll have it right out.
Okay. Poor lady. Can I have a Coke?
She was cold, yeah. It's freezing. I think we should end this video.
Yeah.